If you're thinking about moving to Washington and looking at University Place, stop scrolling because everyone online is going to tell you the same 5 things. We've got great schools, pretty views, and it's close to Tacoma. Cool. Sounds like a brochure, right? Well, it's not quite the truth. So today I'm going to give you the pros, the cons of living in University Place. The stuff your buyer's agent is not going to want to volunteer, and the stuff the city's marketing page won't show you. I'm here to show you the things you actually need to know before you write that offer. Here's what we're going to do in this video. I am breaking down University Place into the real pros and the real cons. We're going to do price points, the neighborhoods, and this is the part that matters. I'm going to tell you who this city is actually right for and who needs to keep on scrolling. All right, because University Place is not a fit for everyone. It is an A+ fit for a specific kind of buyer. And by the end of this video, let's see if you're that person. I'm Lianne Hall. I sell real estate across Gig Harbor, University Place, Tacoma, and Western Washington. I work with relocators every single week. So my clientele is moving up here from California, just like I did, Texans, Arizona. I've got military families coming up here because we've got JBLM, and a ton of medical professionals are relocating because we've got multi-care and CHI Franciscan systems here. I know what people get wrong about this area, and then they come to me saying, hey, how can I put this house on the market? I made the wrong decision. I want to go somewhere else. So I'm here to make sure you don't make that decision. Let's get the basics out of the way fast because the people watching this in spreadsheet mode want the numbers first. University Place sits in Pierce County on the west side of Tacoma, and it hugs the Puget Sound. The population here is roughly 34,000. It's small, it's not a big city, and really that's quite the point. You'll hear a lot of people calling it UP. That's what most of us refer University Place to. So the medium home sale price right now here is sitting around $610,000 to $670,000, depending on the month, and of course the data source you're pulling it from. Days on market, let's talk about that. So typically right now these homes are sitting for 35 to 59 days. Our median price per square foot is around $319 to $325. Inventory is tight. We've got under 2 months of supplies, which technically still puts University Place in that seller's market territory, even with the cooling we've seen across Pierce County. All right, so schools in University Place District, they are rated top A on the niche. They've got 96% graduation rate. The number matters, and we're going to come back to that in a little bit, but that is really why people move to University Place. Property taxes. So Washington has no state income tax, which is part of the relocation magnet, but property taxes here run roughly between 0.9 to 1.1% of your assessed value, depending on the specific levy code. We can pull the exact figure for any address if you're considering moving here. All right, let's talk about our topic number 1, University Place is positioned, and I mean that strategically. You're 10 minutes to downtown Tacoma. You're about 30 to 40 minutes to SeaTac, so that's where the airport is, depending on traffic, and you're about 25 minutes to JBLM, that's our military base. So you're about under an hour to Seattle on off-peak time. You're close enough to be connected, but far enough to still be not in the chaos. My data buyers, this is kind of that location leverage that protects long-term value. When you've got that tight geography, tight inventory, you're surrounded by water and developed land, there's nowhere for the city to expand. So that's not a marketing line. That's actually a supply and demand equation that actually favors the owners there. All right, let's talk about topic number 2, schools that actually deliver. If you are moving here with kids, this is probably the reason. So University Place School District, it's small, very focused, and consistently rated an A. We're talking like a 96 percentile graduation rate. So the main school here that everybody talks about, it's Curtis High. It is the centerpiece, but the elementary is great as well. It's a feeder school, so Chambers, Evergreen, Sunset, they're pulling really great scores as well. So families moving from California, Texas, Arizona, this is one of the few suburbs in Pierce County where you don't have to compromise. You're not paying for private school tuition to get public school outcomes. That changes the math on what you can actually afford when you're not paying for that private school. Let's talk about number 3, Chambers Bay, and this is definitely where we're talking lifestyle factor. Chambers Bay is the headline. It's a U.S. open golf course. It's on the water. You've got walking trails that go around the whole entire golf course, and it gives you these Puget Sound views that honestly, most cities would put a $4 million listing on top of. But here's the part people miss. Chambers Bay isn't just a golf course. It's the social and recreational center of University Place. So I love to go there. I do the walk. It's very difficult. People walk it every morning. Some run it. I've seen people in training with their packs on. You can bring dogs there and you can watch the sunset there over the sound. It's the thing that actually makes this city feel like a lifestyle, not just a zip code. It is gorgeous views while you huff and puff up and down that hill. Right around the corner from that, you've got this Churn Apple Orchard. You've got Cirque Park. You've got about 17 parks actually total in the city under 5 square miles. So that's not normal. It's very intentional to create this very family, very outdoor feeling for Washington. There's also a very great restaurant at the top of Chambers Bay. So me and my girlfriends love to go do that walk, feel like we got to work out, and then we go and eat. Some other things at Chambers Bay, it's known for having weddings. So if you know anybody getting married, it is the place to be because the views are epic. If you are a golfer, Chambers Bay Golf Course is also quite amazing. The one thing about that golf course, I'm a golfer, it is a no-cart golf course. So you are walking that course and it's not easy. Let's talk about pro tip number 4, and that is our no state income tax. So Washington State has no state income tax, none. If you're coming from California, that's actually like a 9 to 13% raise in one day. Now, if you're coming from Oregon and any of the other 41 states, that income tax, you feel it in your paycheck within the first month. And this is where most YouTubers stop being honest. Washington does make that money back. Our sales tax in University Place runs around 10%. Our gas tax is extremely high, and our property taxes are not cheap. So for those high earners, especially the dual income people, relocating your household, if you're making $250K plus, the math still wins though. But just to be honest, you are paying one way or the other. Community tip number 5. It's that small town feel without that small town boredom. All right, so University Place is one of those small towns where you feel like you know everyone. Everybody knows you. You show up at Trader Joe's, hey Sue, hey Bob, whatever. You know the people that are in your area. When you go to those outdoor concerts, which is one of the really lovely things where you feel like you're in a Hallmark town, when you go there again, you're going to say hi to your friends. We've got brunches here. Everybody shows up in the same place, and it's quite heartwarming. But you're also 10 minutes from Tacoma's arts and dining scene when you want to disappear from all of these people and have a little bit of a nightlife. That balance is really hard to manufacture, and it's part of why people move here. That's why we stay here, is that it's great to know that somebody has your back. Your neighbors know you. They keep an eye on you, but there's also a way to get away from them. There's a real community fabric here. Summer concerts at the Apple Orchard, the cider squeeze, our farmers markets are amazing. And the town center events, it feels kind of like Mayberry, but you are in suburbia here. Okay, so that's the polished side. That's my brochure version with all the lights, the glam. Now I'm going to flip it. I'm going to tell you the cons. I think it's important you know negative just as much as positive about a place, so you're not going, how come she didn't tell me this? The stuff I'd tell my own sister if she called me and said, hey, I'm going to be buying here. So Stay with me because the next 5 minutes are the most important in my video. Quick pause here. If you're seriously considering relocating to the Pacific Northwest, specifically University Place, I've got a relocation guide. It's absolutely free. You can either go on my QR code right here and it'll take you to my site where you just pull up guides and resources. Or if you just comment below, say, send me relocation, and I can email it over to you. When you go into that relocation guide, it's a quick way real quick to find the schools, the taxes, local guides, all that kind of stuff. So if you go on my website, I'll have it for Gig Harbor, Port Orchard, University Place, all the surrounding areas, so you can kind of get a feel of the difference before you come out. All right, con number 1, you are paying for geography here. Let's talk about price. That medium sale price in University Place is around $610,000 to $670,000. That is roughly 40% above Washington state average and significantly above some of the neighboring areas like Lakewood and parts of the unincorporated Pierce County area. So you are definitely paying a premium for our school district. You're also paying a premium for the sound proximity and the city's reputation, to be honest. If you're coming from California, this number feels like a steal. If you're coming from elsewhere in Pierce County, this number kind of stings a bit. So be honest with yourself right now. With what buyer are you? Because it changes everything from how you put that offer out and how you're going to structure the rest moving forward. All right, con number 2, the neighbor boundary reality. So University Place is small and it borders some areas of Tacoma like Lakewood, and they have a very, very different price point and they have a very, very different vibe. I'm just going to be real right here. So you can go from this $1.2 million Soundview property that's looking over the golf course or Chambers Bay to all of a sudden this extremely high crime rate area. The property crime rate inside University Place itself is probably about 34% above the national average. That is mainly just those normal people that are prowling the cars. They're taking your, deliveries from your porch, and maybe some break-ins and unlocked vehicles. You're not getting any violent crimes or anything like that. So you're definitely below the normal national average. It's not a dangerous city, but the bordering areas matter, and you need a real agent, not just Zillow telling you this is walkability score or safety score. You need somebody that's going to actually know which streets are, what. All right, so the walkable score here is 32. Your bike score is 42. Translation, you're driving. There is a bus, but it's not why people move here. If you're coming from Seattle, San Francisco, Portland, and you've fallen in love with that walkable urban feel, University Place is not going to feel like that because it's the traffic and the sidewalks are not equipped for that. That said, you've got Tacoma about 10 minutes away, and if you want a walkable night out, you've got Chambers Bay, you've got the Orchard for your daily walks, but it's definitely not where you're walking from your home to the grocery store or taking your bike. So it's not isolating, it just doesn't function like a city. Let's talk about number 4. The market is definitely shifting. Real talk on the market. So University Place prices are down about 9% year over year as of early 2026. The days of the market for those homes have stretched out to around 10 days last year to closer to 50 to 60 days now. Now, we're not in a crash. It's just finally we've got this normalization, but it does mean the days of writing 50K over list with waived inspections, they're gone, or at least for now they are. If you're a buyer, that is great news. If you're a seller, your strategy probably shifted a little bit from having to put the price truly where it should be. You're prepping it a lot more, and your positioning matters more than it did about 18 months ago. And I'll be honest with you here too. If you've walked in expecting 2022 numbers, you're going to be super frustrated. The market we're in rewards prepared sellers and very patient buyers. Okay, we're going to talk about con number 5. And if you've watched all my videos, you're going to know this is real for me. It's the weather. And yes, it rains here. Yes, the gray is real, and from November to about April, the Pacific Northwest does what the Pacific Northwest does. If you're moving from sunshine, you're moving from Phoenix, Southern California, Texas, and you've never lived through the Pacific Northwest winter, come up here, maybe try it out first. All right, with that said, summer here's are freaking stupidly beautiful. It's insane how great summer is in the Northwest. So June through September is some of the best weather in the country. So if you're making that trade and you're like, hey, I don't mind a little gray, 6 months out of the year, you're gray. 6 months out of the year, you've got perfection. Some people love those seasons and some people hate it. So know which one you are before you sign anything. I know who I am, and that's why winter equals travel for Lianne. All right, for those of you that are super decisive personalities, which I am, you want to make a market decision that holds value, that gives you that leverage and isn't going to make you fight 25 other offers for some tired rambler. University Place is going to fit that. They don't have a lot of supply. They have no room to expand, and they've got A-rated schools protecting long-term demand. So if you want that number, you want that math, you want to move fast, this will work for you. If you're more that person that loves community, you are super social butterfly, you want lifestyle to be part of all the clubs, you're going to love it. They have those orchard concerts, the Chamber Bay walking culture. They've got clubs down there. The way that everybody runs into everyone in town, you'll find that you're going to meet people fast here. Just know it's not downtown. Your social life is going to involve a 10-minute drive to get there. And it's going to be more of that little urban feel versus that city feel. If you are my slow and steady person and family and safety is super important to you, this is also your city because the schools are strong, the crime is low, and the neighborhoods are really generational families who have been here for decades. If you're looking for a place to plant a flag, to put your kids' footprints in, and not move again, University Place will hold up to that for you. Take your time though on the neighborhood selection and reach out to me because there's certain neighborhoods that give that family feel a lot more than others. And for all my friends that are all that data like my husband, detail oriented, you want to verify everything. You've probably already paused my video twice to kind of check what I'm saying. So great, good for you. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Just bring me a list of properties and I will actually pull the tax records for you. I will pull the school boundary and make sure you're in it. And I will give you data that goes all the way back 3 years. I will send you the seller disclosure, all the property history. I'll pull up the tax records. If you're not that buyer who gets sold and you're the buyer that makes great decisions, I've got your back. I'll give you what you need to be able to decide if this property is actually a good value. So one of these are you. There are 5 sub areas worth knowing about inside of University Place. So the Soundview area, you then got the west side of it, water adjacent side, and premium pricing side. Waterview homes are going from the 800s to the $2 million range. And that is the trophy zone. Grandview. They're established larger lots. They've got mature trees, strong long-term hold, and they're going from about 700 to 1.2 range for the right floor plan. Day Island is actually one of my favorite areas. It's super small, it's exclusive, and you are right on the water. If you find a home here, take it super seriously because inventory is rare and they do not sit very long. Now that Chambers Creek area or Oak Brook, it's near the golf course and Creek Canyon. These are more lifestyle buyers, walkable trails, and they've got actually some great strong condo and single family mix there. Now on Bridgeport, that corridor there, that's more of the affordable entry-level points. You can walk to town center. That's where I had the Orange Theories, the Met Markets. They're good for first-time buyers and investors looking for a long-term hold or a rental. I personally have I have a duplex in University Place. I bought it as an investment property. It's walking distance to Curtis, and it's been a great investment for me. Some of these homes, if you're an investor and you're looking for them, they're older. I had to put a ton into it, do a fix and flip on it. I kept it because I know the rental rate there is pretty strong. So here's the bottom line. University Place is not the cheapest suburb in Pierce County, and it's not the trendiest. It's not the newest. For the specific kind of buyer, someone who values schools, lifestyle, water proximity, and long-term stability, it is one of the strongest places here in Washington. If that's you, then the next move is simple. So if any of this is you, here's my suggestion. Do not rely on Zillow. Trust me, please don't. It's typically off 10% one way or the other, and it doesn't give you enough background on the area. And don't fly in for a quick weekend and think, oh, why, by the end of the weekend, we're going to buy this home, $700K and plus. I want you to have time to think about this. So reach out to me. I will put a custom relocation guide together for you. I will show you if you're looking at a specific home. I'll pull up which school that would be. I'll let you know what your taxes are going to be on that. I also have another video that you might want to check out, and it's just about relocating to Washington and how we can do the video showings first before you make that move of coming up here. All right, so to connect together, you'll see my phone number up in my bio, or else, again, you can feel free just to go ahead and put in the comments. I look at every single comment, good or bad, about the area. I answer them all. I'm honest, and I would love to connect with you. If you are looking to relocate to the Pacific Northwest, Washington, or University Place specifically, feel free to reach out to me. I can jump on a call with you. We can do a Zoom and just go over some of your thoughts, and no big deal. You might not be ready, and you might just have a list of questions and you're looking at different states right now. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I have tons of videos here about relocation to Washington and also about the things to look for in some of the homes up here in the Northwest. I'm Lianne Hall. Thank you so much for staying with me today on this video. Can't wait to chat.